That national anthem comes to you on a brilliant, bright, sunny day from Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota. The Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings here on CBS. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tim Ryan with John Unitas here at Bloomington for a very important game. Two teams that are 1-1. They're in the same Central Division of the NFC. And John, Bud Grant, cognizant of some of the criticism that his team has had for not playing so well the first two games, an overtime loss to Dallas, a narrow victory over Tampa Bay last week, Bud says, hey, it's early. No team should be judged on the first two games of the season.
2 games does not a season make, and I've never seen Bud Grant too excited about anything, Tim. He has a fine football team in the Minnesota Vikings and an offensive team that can explode any time of a ball game and put some points on the board. Bud, of course, should be concerned about one thing, and that is the enormity of penalties, interceptions, fumbles. He's had 13 so far penalties in 2 ball games, 6 of them last week against the Tampa Buccaneers, and that is almost unheard of. And on the other hand, the Green Bay Packers, a young, aggressive football team coached by Bart Starr in a rebuilding program. Bart has these people believing in themselves. They came out, they won 1 ball game against the New Orleans Saints, and again last week came within a whisker of beating the Houston Oilers. This football team is going to be a winner in a couple more years, and they're doing a real fine job.
All right, the Green Bay Packers have won the toss, and they will receive from the south end of the field, which is to our right, John Unitas. They are in white with their gold and green trim, and the Vikes will defend to our left in purple and white. Defending the north end, it'll be number 14, Fred Cox, kicking it off as we see him from the end zone. Cox seems to have new life in those old legs. He's been booming his kickoffs into the end zone for Minnesota in the preseason and in the first 2 games of this early season as the Vikings lost to Dallas 16-10 in the first game and then beat Tampa Bay on a very slippery field down there, 9-3. Back to receive are Willard Harrell, number 40, and Steve Odom, number 84. The 2 speedsters on the Packer team, and again we mentioned that Willard Harrell now likes to be called Willard Harrell, just like Tony Dorsett. And the ball taken by Harrell at his own 2. It's slippery there, and he has nowhere to go. Is dropped at the 5-yard line by a swarm of Vikings tacklers, and they're going to spot the ball pretty close to that 5-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Green Bay. Windland Hall, number 40, the first man to get him for the Vikings. The field is slightly greasy after rain here for the past several days in Minnesota, although it stopped yesterday and is a beautiful day here this afternoon. So the Green Bay Packers will start Lynn Dickey at quarterback with Barty Smith and Eric Torkelson as the running backs. Smith 33, Torkelson number 26. Rich McGeorge jumps over from his tight end position on the left, shifting to the right side. Torkelson slips and falls over up to maybe the 7 for a pickup of about 1.5 yards. And it was Carl Eller, number 81, and Studwell, number 55, getting a start, the rookie at linebacker, putting the stop on Torkelson. And we mentioned the slippery field. We've seen it in evidence already on 2 plays. The wide receivers for Green Bay are 84, Steve Odom, starting for the injured Ollie Smith, out with a leg injury, a hamstring problem. Kenny Payne on the other side. The tight end is Rich McGeorge. 2nd and about 9 to go. Torkelson again, and gets nowhere. Stopped right behind the line of scrimmage by Studwell again, and number 54, McNeil. So a loss of about 2 on the play will bring up 3rd and 11. The Vikings bring in some new defensive help in this passing situation. Mullaney comes in, Duck White, number 72, arrives, and number 29, Phil Wise. Defensively across the front for Minnesota, Eller and Marshall are the ends, Sutherland and Page are the tackles, that well-known defensive front 4. Blair, Seaman, and McNeil are the linebackers, with Studwell also getting some play now. And the pass is caught by Odom. He's up on his feet. Odom. He's at the 30, and he's going to score. Steve Odom, and the Packers get on the board on a 3rd and 11. John Unitas, how about that?
Tim, that was an outstanding catch by Odom and a real good reflexive move for him, getting right back up off the floor of the turf down there. Let's take a look at it from the camera and watch the blocking that is afforded Dickey here. A fine throw, but watch the reception on Odom as the defender goes for the Interception, does not get it. Odom comes up and goes the distance for the touchdown. An outstanding catch, and even better than that was a reflex move by Odom, not being touched by a defender to get up with the football and score the first touchdown.
That was Nate Wright on the coverage, and that was indeed a very alert play by Odom, realizing that he could run with the ball, and boy did he once he got up. The point after.
We have assembled here a most congenial group, brought together by their love for a truly great beer. Right, group?
Right.
It's light beer from Miller. Right, group?
Right.
They think the best thing about it is it's less filling. It has a third less calories than their regular beer. Right, group?
Right. Wrong.
The best thing about it, it tastes great.
No, Horny, it's less filling.
Says who?
Says me.
Hey, take it from me. It tastes great. Who are you?
You won't think this fight is no joke when you come to and your nose is broke.
No wonder you don't get no respect. I tell you, I don't deserve no respect.
You still don't know nothing about beer.
I thought I threw you out of this bar last year. I feel very strongly both ways. I never argue.
Hi, Mickey.
Hi, doll.
What's a nice guy like you doing in a fight like this?
Waiting for you, doll.
I still don't know why they wanted me to do this commercial.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
All right, Chester Marco will kick it off for the Green Bay Packers. He has just made the point after to give Green Bay a 7-0 lead. A 95-yard touchdown play, Lynn Dickey to Steve Odom. The deep men are Manfred Moore, number 36, the former Oakland Raider, along with Sammy White and Robert Miller. And it's over the head of Miller into the end zone, will go through, and the Vikings will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Manfred Moore, number 36, just acquired, has been at 2 practices exactly for the Vikings. They needed some help in that department. The rookie Keith Hartwig had been scheduled to be the returner, a youngster from Arizona, but he has an ankle injury and did not start the first 2 games, has since been placed on waivers to make way for Manfred Moore. Bob Grimm had been handling it. He simply does not have the speed. McClanahan and Foreman will be the starting running backs. Fran Tarkenton will bring them out. And they come out in the I formation. Sammy White and Ahmad Rashad are the wide receivers, split wide. Straight ahead is Chuck Foreman, number 44. With the Vikings trailing 7-0, and we still have 13 minutes remaining here in the first period. A gain of 5, it'll be 2nd and 5.
First, Tim, I think you can watch Fran start to work with his halfbacks coming out of that backfield. There we see the Minnesota receivers, Richard, White, and Voigt. And Fran, you just kind of pick them apart, work on those linebackers out there, and not going to try to throw anything unique until he sees what kind of defensive Green Bay Packers are going to give him.
All right, on 2nd and 5, Foreman again spinning, whirling over the 25-yard line to the 28. He'll be short of the first down. Jim Carter, number 50, made the tackle on him, the middle linebacker.
Carter, on the tackle.
The offensive line for the Minnesota Vikings. Steve Riley and Ron Yary are the tackles. The guards are Charlie Goodrum and Wes Hamilton, still starting ahead of Ed White, who just returned from a lengthy holdout. The center is the veteran Mick Tinglehop in his 16th year of handing up that ball to Fran Tarkenton, who's been there 17. Defensively, we'll show you that in a moment for the Green Bay Packers. This is Foreman again, and he has the first down just over the 30-yard line.
That's a Viking first down.
And the last man to get up is the first man to hit him, the linebacker, number 52, Gary Weaver, with help from Jim Carter, number 50. So the Vikings have a first down on 3 consecutive runs by Foreman. Defensively across the front, the rookie Mike Bartler, number 77. On the other side is Bob Barber, number 70. The tackles are Dave Roller and Dave Purifoy. Mike Butler, the number 1 pick from Kansas, and has been impressive in his first 2 games. Tarkenton will throw, complete to Rashad. First down at the 45-yard line. We expect to see John Unitas Tarkenton throw the ball on first down, probably half the time he has the ball. And we also expect to see Rashad and Sammy White catch that ball in the middle, and I guess they think they can pick in those linebackers, huh?
Well, they can. Both these fellows on the outside have good speed and able to force the defensive back off of them in order to turn in the inside, like as you saw this past time here with Rashad. And France set that up beautifully with his first run. The first run of the game was a same type of a play, and they went this time for the pass.
So it is first down again. The pitch to Foreman. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Good coverage. Lateral pursuit by the Packer front four and the linebackers, and Steve Luke, the safety, came up to get into the play. Weaver and Butler were the first men on the tackle. Gain of, well, no gain, and we'll call it about a half a yard loss. Secondary for Green Bay, Willie Buchanan is the veteran on the left corner. On the right side, a second-year man, Mike McCoy. Hard-hitting Steve Luke at safety, number 46, with Johnny Gray, number 24. Good blocking, pulls his way out, close to the first down. We'll see where they mark the ball as the Vikings are moving it well against Green Bay.
Tim, that play, France fakes to the outside, come back with a quick trap up the middle. If you watch a trap right there on Carter, number 50, and you see McClanahan going right up following, good blocking, an outstanding run, good call by France. And he set that one up in the play previously by pitching the ball out to his tailback, Foreman, who did not pick up anything. And then coming back with the same type of play, a fake pitch, and then coming back with the handoff to McClanahan. Outstanding blocking up front for him.
Yes, you could see Charlie Goodrum, number 68, throw a particularly good block to Springham. It was Luke and Carter on the tackle, but not before the Vikings gained a first down at the 45-yard line of Green Bay. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the Minnesota Vikings and the National Football League is prohibited. Tarkenton intended for Voigt, cannot hold on, and he was wrapped by Luke, but he had already lost possession of the ball. It'll be second down.
Luke was so intent on hitting Voigt coming out, had he stayed off of him a little bit, he may have been able to come up with that interception. The ball was tipped just slightly.
57 degrees here on a beautiful football day in Bloomington. Humidity of 55%. The winds are from the northwest at 14, gusting to 21, and could be a factor if they do start to gust, but right now it looks like the wind conditions are just fine down there. We do have a slippery field, as we have commented, and the infield here at Metropolitan Stadium has just been filled in this past week following the completion of the season by the Minnesota Twins, so that turf should be loose to our left. Tarkenton to the sideline, and it's incomplete. No, did he hold it? Yes, he did. Ahmad Rashad held on. Good catch on the far sideline. It was McCoy on the coverage. We'll see it again.
Let's watch the throw by Fran. It's a high throw, but Rashad was able to bring it down. As you see, both feet inbounds. Green Bay's doing one thing out there, Tim, we've noticed already. They're keeping their defensive ends wide. They don't like to see Francis get outside that defensive end, so he's able to run around back there. So they're trying to keep the ends outside, linebackers inside, and get the outside rush to contain Francis in the pocket.
All right, we've got double tight ends in here now, along with Dennis Swilley to get this third and short. And McClanahan slips, gets up and dives, trying to get it, but if they stopped his forward progress where his knee went down, it looks like the official is standing there. It'll be fourth down on a loss of about a yard, and that's what they're going to call it. McClanahan made the second effort, but he had been down.
The Vikings ran into the same type of field in certain areas, like last week down at Tampa, when they were just tearing the ground up down there with the thing, with all the rain and water. They did not get a chance to drain, and a lot of sand on the turf down in Tampa. They tore it up and lost footing quite a bit down there.
Said that was a real factor in their offense. The Vikes are going for it on 4th and 2. Tarkenton loops it out, and what a catch by Foreman. First down, Vikings inside the 30, and Foreman saved Francis there because that ball was overthrown, and Foreman went up like a basketball player going for the boards there, John.
Tim, that's three-quarters of that offense right there is Chuck Foreman and Fran Tarkenton combining on passes, and Foreman right here really saves Francis. There's that wide rush I spoke about that Francis was able to step up the inside. Look at the catch. Don't say that man doesn't have good hands.
He's dropped by Buchanan and Luke after he caught the ball, but he had to jump straight up a couple of feet to get one hand and hold on. So the Vikes keep it going, a daring play. Foreman has met at the line of scrimmage, got maybe a yard. Remember, the Vikings were 4th and 2, and Tarkenton had to elude the rush, and Foreman had to make a big catch to keep that drive alive. They're going to give him maybe a yard on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 9. Jim Carter, number 50, with Mike Butler, number 77, put the tackle on him. 7-0 Green Bay. If you joined us late, you missed a dandy play. Dickey to Steve Odom, 95 yards on a 3rd and 11 play.
That was the second longest pass in Green Bay's history. It was wrote to Grimes for 96 yards earlier.
In motion, McClanahan, Tarkenton to Foreman. He's got lots of room and slips over the 20-yard line and has the first down. Well, let's wait on that. It will be close again depending on where they mark it. He may come up a little bit short. Fred Carr made the tackle.
There's something you'll see over and over. Francis does, puts the pressure on the linebacker with Chuck Foreman. As you see Chuck Foreman picking the ball up. Look how he carries that ball in his hand there. He allowed him to come up with a fumble or two, but Bud Grant's not going to say too many things about it.
He looked like you rolling out, John, the way you carried that
falling
ball.
Down, what you're talking about.
Sammy Johnson in the game for Foreman. Johnson, number 48. 3rd and short. And I would guess they got it, just diving straight ahead. I believe Johnson had the ball. Wait till they unstack him here. Down at the bottom there is Wes Hamilton. It was Johnson, and you saw 61 Wes Hamilton, the lead blocker, and they're going to measure. The whole front 4 of the Packers stacking it up, trying to blunt this Vikings drive as they have taken the kickoff following the Odom touchdown and moved smartly down the field, converting on a 4th and 2 situation in Green Bay territory. And it's short. Out goes Johnson, in comes Foreman. And when they put the markers back up, we'll see exactly how far they have to go. It's about 6 inches. Craig is in there along with Voigt at double tight end. Craig actually sits on the wing with Swilly playing the tight end. And they have the first down as the Vikings, Jim Carter put the stop on them, but it was too late to prevent the first down. The Vikings will just run on you when they get anything short. Tarkenton believes that they can run short on anybody, John, and that's what they'll do.
With the offensive line like he has there, with Gary being one of the outstanding blockers and pass blockers as well, they can run on any football team there is in this game today.
1st and 10 for the Vikings at the Green Bay 16.
You can hear the PA announcer give you the count, and they are driving, trying to tie it up here. In motion back toward the line is White. Tarkenton will throw. Intended for White. Touchdown! And the Vikings are right back in it. You saw motions from Sammy White starting back toward the rest of the backfield and then turning it up. We'll see it again.
There's something that Minnesota very rarely does with motion, but Sammy White is so quick coming off that line. With that motion, the defender has to stay off of him. And when he does that, he's downfield so quickly, and the defender had him pushed back to the inside, as you saw, and Sammy just went back to his corner out there, and Francis had the ball sitting right in his arms.
80 yards in 15 plays for the score. Cox will attempt the point after, and it is good. We have a tie ball game. Fran Tarkenton to Sammy White brings the Vikings right back into it. With 5:43 remaining first period, we're tied at 7.
The Ford in your future is coming. The new Ford Fairmont. A new car designed for today and the years ahead. Fairmont's mileage ratings are the same as a little VW Rabbit when both are equipped with automatic transmission. Yet Fairmont has 90% of the head, leg, and shoulder room of most large cars and fine all-around visibility. This kind of room is combined with the highest mileage rating in its class. Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Fairmont, the newest, better idea from Ford.
Want to cut your fuel bills? Whether your house is new or old, put insulation everywhere. It can save you money. Your attic, you need a 6 to 12-inch blanket of pink Owens Corning fiberglass. Walls, full insulation. Unheated crawl space, insulate below the floor. Live where it's cold, insulate basement walls. See your Owens Corning fiberglass supplier to learn all about insulation. Insulation is cheaper than oil.
Fred Cox will kick it off. The deep men are Harrell and Steve Odom. It is Odom, the very deep man, standing at the 5. And it's taken by Harrell about the 6-yard line. He's at the 20 and out to the 25. Stopped there by Joe Blaha, number 21. And the Pack will start 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line of Green Bay. Atlanta leading the New York Giants 7-0 in the second period, and we have some other scores that we'll pass along to you as soon as we can. Green Bay comes out, they're tied 7-7. McGeorge shifts over to the left tight end position. Torkelson, number 26, is met by Jim Marshall at the line of scrimmage. No gain, 2nd and 10. Chicago and New Orleans are tied 7-7 with 9 minutes remaining in the first period there. New England and the Jets are tied 14-14 with 2:57 remaining in the first period. And later score on that, New England has gone ahead 17-14. Pittsburgh and Cleveland tied at 14, and the Eagles and the Lions are tied at 7 in the second period. Dallas leading Tampa Bay 3-0 in the first. Intended for Barty Smith, incomplete from Lynn Dickey. It will be 3rd down. And that's a look at the other scores around the NFL. We'll keep bringing them to you as we receive them here in Minnesota. 3rd and 9 for the Green Bay Packers.
Thank you. 3rd and 9 for the Packers at their 27.
Mullaney and White are in the game defensively for Minnesota. Mullaney, number 77 at right end, as Torkelson, coming behind the right guard, picks up about 5. Stopped by Fred McNeil. And they'll have to punt it away. The Packers still have a couple to go for a 1st down, and back to punt is David Beverly, standing on his own 20-yard line. Manfred Moore is the deep receiver, standing at his own 24-yard line. Bobby Grimm and Robert Miller, the short man. Beverly, a good punt. Moore backed up to his 21. Gets out to the 27-yard line where the Vikings will start. 1st and 10, Larry McCarron made the tackle. And so we have 4:11 remaining in this first quarter with the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings tied 7-7.
Bandit, clean that carburetor. Get a hold of this and do it yourself. Keep the change, partner.
Tomorrow night is Elvis night as CBS invites you to see and hear Elvis in concert. Tomorrow at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Tim Ryan with Johnny Unitas here at Bloomington, Minnesota, a 7-7 ball game. A 47-yard punt by Dave Beverly of the Green Bay Packers has Minnesota 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. McClanahan and Foreman are the running backs, 33 and 44 respectively. McClanahan in motion. Foreman, wide right, is taken down at the 29-yard line. The ball came loose and was recovered by Minnesota's Brent McClanahan. Steve Luke was the first man to hit Foreman, and Luke can pop you pretty good. That might have shaken the ball loose, John.
Well, he hit Foreman so hard he knocked him right out of his shoe. Chuck's going off the side of the field right now to put his shoe back on. Fran going right back to his running game and trying to set some things up. I'm sure we'll see him throwing the ball coming out of here on maybe a 2nd down situation as we have.
2nd and 7. Sammy Johnson in for Foreman. The pass complete to McClanahan. Carter drags him down, but McClanahan bowled his way for another 2 or 3 yards trying to get that 1st down, and he has it.
Tim, there's no way Carter could cover McClanahan on that. He's split backfield. Carter was moving late. McClanahan just went outside and curled around 5 yards downfield, and there's no way that Carter could get out there quickly enough to cover him or knock the ball down.
Well, those Cleveland Browns showing they mean business. They're battling Pittsburgh, a division rival, 14-14. Tarkenton rolling and throwing on 1st down, and it's complete. Right on the money, a super throw. Stu Voigt At the 45-yard line of Green Bay, Mike McCoy make it to Sammy White on the catch. Sammy White, number 85. McCoy made the tackle.
There's a little bootleg by Francis to a strong right side. They're trying to get a little bit more time. An excellent throw right to Sammy White. As you saw, the defender was right with him. The ball was put in there expertly.
The Detroit Lions leading Philadelphia 10-7 at the half. Next week, the Lions will be right here in Minnesota. Another divisional contest. Foreman back in the game. White in motion. They throw it to White. And he was stopped first by Butler and then by Gary Weaver. Did not get much on it. Flag down on the play, our first of the game. The Jets giving the Patriots all they can handle this afternoon. 17-14 at the half for the Pats. Holding penalty, a clipping penalty against Ron Yari, number 73. And that gives us an opportunity to introduce our officials who have been significant by their absence of calls so far. Chuck Heberling is the referee. The umpires Bill Ross, the head linesman Al Sabato,
clipping,
the line judge Bruce
offense,
Alford.
Number 73.
You heard Chuck Heberling. The back judge is Dave Parry, and the field judge is Bill Stanley.
And there's one of those penalties that we talked about earlier in the ball game that Minnesota has been having for the last 2 weeks. These type penalties, with the amount of yardage they mark off, can really stop the drive. Let's see what happens on these ensuing plays.
The Pack has Ezra Johnson, their other rookie defensive end, in. He's wearing number 78. The pass to White, complete, hit immediately, and knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line of Minnesota by Willie Buchanan, number 28.
Buchanan defending.
That was first and very long, 25. And it'll now be second and about 18 to go. Francis Tarkenton, 8 of 9 for 88 yards. He is on target today. He got help on one of them by Chuck Foreman, who went straight up to make a skyhook grab. Tarkenton under some pressure, complete to McClanahan, hit immediately. Got only about 4 on the play as Fred Carr, number 53, wrapped him up.
Carr on the tackle.
Fred Carr is one of the fastest linebackers that the Packers have. Take a look at it from the end zone cameras. You see Francis hang the ball up for McClanahan, and Fred Carr right there, not soon enough to stop the completion, but there to make the tackle. It's third and about 12.
Still a long way to go for the Vikings following that clipping penalty. You know, we went 13 minutes without a penalty, which through the preseason and through the first 2 games of the regular season might be a league record this year, John.
I'm sure Bud Grant was happy to see that.
Tarkenton trying to get first down to White, complete, and he has Sammy White coming into the middle again. As we mentioned, Tarkenton had that very much in his game plan. The coverage from the cornerback, Willie Buchanan, who made the tackle. First down, Minnesota.
Watch the blocking, the throw, the fine move by Sammy White. Green Bay is not going to be able to play these outside receivers in single coverage. They're going to have to mix their coverages up, go into zone, different types of zone, try to keep Francis guessing back there what they're going to do, and also the receivers to the outside as to what kind of coverage they're going to get. If they're going to give him that much time, he's going to be a long afternoon for the defensive football team.
Well, that's going to end the first period here with the Vikings having a first down at the Green Bay 32-yard line. And we have a tie score, the Packers 7 and the Vikings 7.
When life's grind gets to you.
Go Mustang!
Mustang.
Let a Mustang take you away.
Mustang, an exciting way to get from where you are to where you want to be with 4 on the floor and rack and pinion steering.
Mustang.
The 78 Ford Mustang 2 T-Roof convertible.
Go Mustang!
So beat the grind. Go Mustang. A better idea from Ford.
Homeward bound, coast of New England.
Circus.
the Navy. See your recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
49, yeah.
Well, the Minnesota Vikings, John Unitas, had the ball for 11 minutes and 49 seconds of that first quarter, and I think that is a very significant number at this point, even though the score is tied at 7.
It is tied at 7, but the Minnesota Vikings have the better of the offensive football teams, as you have been watching. Francis just using his backs the way he wants to, and then going to Sammy White and Rashad downfield behind those linebackers, picking up the first down.
Vikings on the move in Green Bay territory. Pitch out Foreman. Foreman gets about 8, maybe 9 yards. Over there to hit him is the linebacker Gary Weaver, number 52, and the safety Luke, number 46.
Quick pitch right out to Foreman. You see Yeri, 73, in on the block, and Foreman just kind of picking his hole and picking up some good yardage. No secret to that play, just outstanding execution.
The New Orleans Saints have come back to tie the Chicago Bears 7-7 in the second period. A touchdown by Archie Manning. Straight ahead McClanahan. He has the first down and more as the Vikings continue to drive.
Secret about possession, Tim, is just a matter of getting off that ball by that offensive line, which Francis has one of the best ones in the game. They're beating the defense to the punch, moving the defense back. Ball carriers are just picking the hole, maintaining possession and control of the football. It's that old adage, you can't score unless you have the football, and Minnesota is doing that.
Clarence Williams made that last tackle. He is in replacing the rookie Butler at left defensive end. McClanahan again, straight ahead. Clarence Williams is number 83. Bob Barber, number 70, made that tackle. The right defensive end, second-year man from Grambling. Second and about 6 yards to go. The ball is at the 15 of Green Bay. Robert Miller is into the game, and McClanahan goes out for the Vikings. We thought we might see a lot of Robert Miller today. He had 2 big games in the Minnesota wins over Green Bay a season ago.
Had real good ones against him, and he ran that draw play very, very well for the Green Bay Packers.
This is Foreman, knocked out of bounds at the 7-yard line of Green Bay, and appeared to get the first down yardage before he went out. Steve Luke put the hit on him, number 46. It is first down, Vikings. Wes Hamilton, the lead block on the play, number 61.
Not much of that. Foreman, of course, just outruns to the outside. Some good stand-up blocking down front for Foreman. He just picked a hole and picked up the yardage. Again, nothing very fancy by the Minnesota Vikings, just going at the Packers. Normal work day for them. They're moving the Packers off the ball and picking the holes where they're running. Francis.
Should have bought Mobile One. The oil saves you gas, you know.
Should have bought Mobile One. Helps you start at 35 below.
Should have bought Mobile One. Engine temperature hits 500. You're cool.
Should have bought Mobile One. You only change it every 15,000 miles.
Mobile One, the oil that does it all. Take it from an expert.
It's good, and it's halftime here at the stadium.
This fall, take a few minutes between halves and build up your lawn with some Scott's Turf Builder. Right now is the best time of year to get a thicker bluegrass lawn by growing more grass plants. Turf Builder will make any active lawn greener now and green up faster next spring.
We're all set for the kickoff now.
Just a few minutes this weekend. You'll see the difference now and next spring, too.
I'm yours. I don't go with married women.
What are you doing? You like Granada?
Granada? This is my Mercedes.
Hold tight. Didn't get hands to my Cadillac.
Cadillac, that's the Granada. Alone at last, beloved.
Beloved?
Where's my bride?
You got that Mercedes with another man.
Another man?
The new Ford Granada. One way to tell it from Cadillac or Mercedes is its sticker price. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
Chuck Foreman shaken up on that last play and up on his feet and walking rather gingerly, but apparently all right. We'll wait and see if he comes back. Johnson, as we noted, is in the game, number 48. It is first down, Minnesota, at the 7-yard line of Green Bay. We're just underway in the second period. Sammy Johnson to about the 3-yard line. Minnesota fans like Johnson. Some of them would like to see him play more, but how do you get him in when you've got Chuck Foreman in your lineup ahead of him?
Foreman, McClanahan, and Miller, that's some pretty good runners. And people do, there has been some criticism in the paper this week of why Sammy Johnson is not playing more often. He's carrying an 8.3 per yard carry per average.
Well, Barber made that stop. The Vikings, when they go to a double tight end, they put the rookie guard, Dennis Swilley, at the right tight end, and then put Steve Craig, who is normally in, on his wing. And they pitched this pass intended for Craig. Incomplete, as Tarkenton, seeing that coverage there by McCoy, it looked to me like Johnny may have just thrown that one away. What do you think?
Well, he overthrew him a little bit, but McCoy had good protection on the play, but of course McCoy had good position too on the offensive man. Had he thrown it a little bit easier, McCoy may have an opportunity to pick it off.
Chuck Foreman is back into the game. That's what that little rising burst of applause is about. Johnson goes out, Swilley goes out. 3rd and goal to go. Wide right is Sammy White. Foreman, touchdown, Chuck Foreman. And the Minnesota Vikings have gone in front of the Green Bay Packers.
It appeared that Williams and Roller may have had Foreman on this place. A quick trap up the middle. Let's see if they have a shot at him. Roller almost had a hand on him, but he just continues to go on and move into the end zone for the touchdown. Good offensive line play by the Minnesota Vikings, blowing Green Bay back off the ball.
3-yard touchdown by Chuck Foreman. 72 yards in 13 plays for the Vikings. Fred Cox attempting the point after. And it's no good. No good. Wide to the left.
America, you've been changing.
Coming, going, changing, growing, the things that make up life.
Why is Bank AmeriCard becoming Visa? To keep up with you.
You're traveling, you're moving, you're taking more from life.
Today you need money that's good around the corner, all across America, and in 117 countries around the world. That's why Bank AmeriCard is becoming Visa, the most widely recognized card in the world. Visa, we're keeping up with you.
Badly needed oil lies deep beneath the oceans, much of it beyond man's reach, until now. With this unique drilling ship, the people of Phillips Petroleum can drill in waters more than a mile deep, the deepest water man has ever drilled in for oil. Probing deep beneath the sea to bring you fine products for your car. That's performance. From Phillips Petroleum, the performance company.
Well, there's that significant number again. 6 minutes and 44 seconds used up by Minnesota in their scoring drive. Green Bay has not had the ball very much so far. Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas here in the second period. A 13-7 lead for Minnesota. Fred Cox will kick it off. The deep man is Steve Odom, along with Willard Harrell. Kind of a spiral short kickoff. Fumbled momentarily by Turdell Middleton, number 34, or muffed to be more precise in NFL language. And it will be first down as it's covered there at the 22-yard line of Green Bay. Jim Culbreth dove on the loose ball. He has been reactivated. They actually had cut Culbreth, a rookie from Oklahoma, but re-signed him after making some other player moves. Dallas leading Tampa Bay 17-0 at halftime. Robert Newhouse just scoring for Dallas.
Green Bay
in front of Philadelphia 10-7. Go ahead.
The Vikings have 12 first downs. The Green Bay's 1. They've controlled the football 19 minutes since the start of the ball game.
Dickey intended for Randy Vataha, number 18, who failed to hold on to the high pass. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Vataha in now at wide receiver. That's normally the spot occupied by Ollie Smith. We mentioned he's out with a hamstring pull, and Steve Odom started there. But Vataha getting some action. He was acquired on waivers from New England, former Stanford star.
And I think he didn't have to throw the ball that high to get over top of him. He's only 5'10".
Odom is back in, and he's in motion. Play action. Incomplete, intended for Vataha. So they have Vataha and Odom without Ken Payne in the lineup at the moment.
Fred McNeil was back here to defend against the pass. Actually, Dickey hit McNeil right in the leg with the football. He had Vataha open, but he was just low with the ball.
Lynn Dickey last week against Houston had a pretty good day throwing, 16 for 26, but 3 interceptions, and of course the fluky one that cost the Packers the game. He also passed for a touchdown. Dickey for Odom, can't hold it. A low ball. Did not have a great chance to catch that. Nate Wright and Krause on the coverage, and the Packers will have to punt.
That was a catch like he made in the first quarter for the touchdown. Dickey did have the ball low. Odom made a good try for it, was not able to come up with it.
Just going back early again, if you joined us late, we did have a rather unusual start in that the Packers, slipping and sliding on loose, wet turf following the opening kickoff, found themselves 3rd and 11 at their own 5-yard line, and Odom made a real good catch of a sideline pass from Dickey and took it 95 yards for the opening touchdown. But the Vikings have had it the rest of the way. Punt taken by Manfred Moore inside his own 40, gets to about the 41. And he stopped there by Ezra Johnson, number 78.
There is a timeout on the field.
Good field position for the Minnesota Vikings as they will start again with the ball at their own 42, and they lead the game 13-7.
Your car will always need new parts, but you will never need to buy another battery. Once you own the J.C. Penney battery, it never needs water, ever. And it has more power to start your car than any other car battery. So dependable, it's fully warranted for as long as you own your car. If it ever fails, return it. We'll replace it, free. Only at J.C. Penney Auto Centers or catalog desks. It's the last battery your car will ever need.
You know why Zenith developed Color Century? Well, did you ever see my face and it looks too red, and other times it's all washed out? That's why.
Zenith Color Century. Think of it as a TV control room in your set. It controls the color picture, corrects the color picture, automatically, 30 times a second.
And that makes a difference. After all, I don't play for the Cincinnati Pinks.
See the difference Color Century makes. Only from Zenith.
Sunday, Rhoda's mother, Nancy Walker, returns.
Ma, you are incredible. I know.
Sunday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Robert Miller is in the Minnesota backfield along with Chuck Foreman here as the Vikings will start now from their own 42-yard line. New England leading the Jets now 20-14 on another field goal by John Smith. They are in the 3rd period. Baltimore leads Buffalo 7-0, 12:05 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Parkinson throwing on 1st down, good rush, and they've got it. The first good rush today by the Pack results in a sack. Bob Barber, number 70, and chasing him along with Barber was Fred Carr, number 53.
First good rush, and we're just sitting here talking about it, Tim, that they haven't put a rush on Franz. He was brushed from the inside. Carr forced him outside. Barber, number 70, comes up with the sack. Good play by Carr to force Tarkin back to the outside. Good follow-up by Barber coming in and making the tackle.
2nd and 30 for the Vikings, and now we've got 6 defensive backs in the game from Green Bay. Bart Starr said he'd use this in some obvious passing situations, and Tarkenton's retort, run the ball. But Miller taking it out to the 30 and picked up about 10 yards on the play. Close to 10. We'll call it 2nd and about 22. Wagner and Randolph, the 2 extra backs who just came into the game, made the stop on Miller. So we've got Buchanan, Luke, Gray, McCoy, Wagner, and Randolph. The along with Fred Carr. Going out, Carter and Weaver being replaced by those backs. Tarkenton, complete. Sammy White. Well, 6 defensive backs could not make the difference on that play. Fine receiver, White, coming into the middle. A perfect throw by Tarkenton.
We got picture Sammy White there. Let's watch his move as he goes downfield. Looks to the outside and then just clumps across the middle. The defensive back is on him. Very, very good. Buchanan. The ball is thrown expertly by Francis, and there's the final tackle.
The one thing it did accomplish, having the extra backs in there, perhaps they did not get first down, whereas White might have been able to run away from the linebackers there. The speedier defensive backs did create the 4th down situation, so the Pack does get the job done from that point of view. The flag is down as the punt from Neil Clabo is up, taken by Harrell at his own 10. Nowhere to go, and he got to about the 16 before he was tripped up by Wendland Hall, number 40. So the Green Bay Packers will start deep in their own zone, but we'll now see what that flag was about back at the line of scrimmage. We've had only 2 penalties, and we have 9:56 remaining in the second period. So this has been a relatively penalty-free game thus far, and that's a pleasant experience this season.
Well, it has been. Of course, the Vikings have been penalized quite enough, I'm sure, according to Bud Grant, for the whole year.
Against Minnesota. We have clipping on the run back against Green Bay, and it'll be a replay.
Well, you could hear it. Procedure penalty against the Vikings, clipping against the Packers, so they'll kick it over again from the same spot. Vikings with the 4th and 4. John?
Excuse me, Tim. The Willard Harrell, as he likes to be called now, is last year was Green Bay's leading runner with 436 yards. This season is just 7 yards on 3 carries. He hasn't been playing too much. Torkelson been taking over most of the job for the running.
Neil Clabo's stats, he's been a little bit erratic in the first couple of games. And punts now from his 37-yard line, and he is erratic again. He gets not a bad bounce, but went off the side of his foot, out of bounds, and is spotted at the 30-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. So they picked up a little mileage on that particular play. 9:49 remaining, second period, 13-7, Minnesota.
Is Fairmont the Ford of your future? Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Find out for yourself. Fairmont, the newest, better idea from the wagon.